Hello, I'm glad you're here. I'm Dr. Kimberly Garver, member of the Department of Radiology at Michigan Medicine. I am here on behalf of my wonderful colleagues, Dr. Catherine Maturin, an outstanding leader in our department and within the field of radiology, and Dr. Amy Young from the Ross Business School and Center for Positive Organizations at the University of Michigan. We were fortunate to have 3 undergraduate students assist us in this project, which was funded by a grant from the Michigan Medicine Wellness Office. This is a series of 16 short 10-minute modules based on the seminal book by Dr. Kim Cameron entitled Positively Energizing Leadership. Dr. Kim Cameron is one of the 3 founders of the Center for Positive Organizations, which is trying to change the world of work into a more life-affirming, humane place, while at the same time producing often dramatically higher results. We have one introductory module that shares the principles of what positive, energizing leadership is and what it can do. The next 15 modules discuss one leadership attribute that was found across many different industries to be empirically validated to improve workplace well-being and performance. The great news is that each of these attributes and behaviors are easily accessible, can be learned, are free, and require no additional staff or resources. Today, we will be discussing the 12th attribute, to trust and to be trustworthy. Let's get started. Positively energizing leaders know the importance of trust. They are trusting of others, limit micromanaging, and are trustworthy themselves. De-energizing leaders are more skeptical. They may micromanage more, and they themselves may lack integrity. Positively energizing leaders hold confidences as sacred. They follow through on their word, even if it requires sacrifice, and hold their personal honor as higher than a legal contract. De-energizing leaders do not hold respect for their personal honor. They may share information inappropriately and sometimes do not follow through on their promises. Without trust and integrity, nothing else works. Without trust, positively energizing leadership is impossible. But when trust and integrity are present, there's a fertile foundation for positive energy. These are some of the many impacts of having trust, integrity, and honesty by the leaders in an organization. There's efficient management of complex situations. There's increased risk-taking and innovation. Productivity increases as much as tenfold. There's more reciprocity among colleagues. There's more frequent expressions of gratitude. And there is more pro-social behavior, and unselfish service accelerates among all. Frances Frei, a Harvard Business School professor, describes the key elements of trust as empathy, being fully present without distractions, authenticity, being courageous enough to bring your real self to the conversation, and logic, having both the right content and the right way of communicating your ideas. She has helped both Uber and WeWork develop more trusting cultures. I highly encourage you to watch this 15-minute TED Talk on how to build and rebuild trust from 2018. Brené Brown, an expert on vulnerability and authenticity in leadership, has described the 7 attributes of trust as braving in her well-known book, Dare to Lead from 2018. B stands for boundaries. Set boundaries and explain the rationale behind them. Boundaries basically mean what you will do and what you won't do and why. R stands for reliable. Live up to your word. Be realistic about your abilities and try never to overpromise. A stands for accountability. Own your mistakes, apologize, and make amends. V stands for vault. Only share what is yours to share. Confidence is critical. I stands for integrity. Practice, not just profess, your values. N stands for non-judgment. Create an environment where everyone can ask for what they need without receiving nor fearing judgment. And G stands for generosity. Act without selfishness. The book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, by Patrick Lencioni, is a well-known and respected business book that describes the pitfalls that teams face as they seek to grow together. This book is in story form and explores the fundamental causes of organizational politics and team failures. What I want to point out here is that trust is at the very foundation of all other features of a healthy team. The subsequent ability to resolve conflict, make commitments, hold each other accountable to reach team goals, and to generate results is all dependent on a large base of trust. Here are some practical tips and tricks to become more trusting and trustworthy. Minimize distractions when you're talking to people. Turn off electronics, face people, and disallow interruptions. Use more effective communication. Start with your key point and add bullet points to back it up. Don't use winding stories where the point gets lost or cut off. And try to be the person you are, not the person you think they want to hear in the conversation. Here are some additional practical tips and tricks to become more trusting and trustworthy. Leaders need to see, hear, and feel the impact of their decisions on people directly and include them in decision making. Have regular, open, and honest communication in the workplace, in meetings, town halls, rounding, and team huddles. Share important information frequently during periods of crisis and high anxiety, what you do know, what you don't know, and a promise to share more when you know it. And most importantly, engage employees in any change management process. If you have time, break into small groups to discuss these questions over the next 15 to 20 minutes. Small groups are best kept at 4 to 6 people maximum. Please assign one person in the group to report insights learned from the small group back to the larger group when we return. What did you learn that resonated with you? What did you learn that challenged or surprised you? What suggestion will you implement for yourself? What suggestion will you implement in your work setting with others? And what else did you hear?